Safety first. Hi everyone.
Hello. Big day.
Big day. So today we're gonna go check out Halong Bay. We're about to get our ride there. I think it's gonna be about 2.5 hour drive to Halong Bay. And then we'll show you more when we get there. But I think I expect the little boats to take us to the much bigger boat.
And beautiful, beautiful landscape of like these rocks or mountains sticking out from the Emerald Sea. This is what I expect. And I'm really, really excited. Something I really wanted to see in Vietnam. So let's go. We're on our way to Halong Bay and we stopped somewhere. Apparently, Halong Bay is the biggest producing place of cultivated turtles. So we stopped here for a forced 30-minute stop on our way, and here's my husband spotted pretending to be interested in turtles just to benefit from the local AC in the pearl store.
So many pearls. What you'll notice is that they're actually, I thought they were always found in nature, but they're actually cultured because the ones that are found in nature are actually super rare. Who knew? So we made it to the Halong Bay Fort.
Apparently.
Yeah. We're gonna wait another hour here, and then we're gonna take a small boat to get us to the big boat. So far, some of the views are pretty stunning. At least what we can see from the distance.
And the weather is as good as always. I was secretly counting that the sea will bring some fresh breeze, but don't be fooled. It's exact same heat as it was in Hanoi. So we're sitting here inside the port terminal to get some maybe not AC, but at least there are some big fans.
Yeah. As you can see, it's pretty crowded here. So let's see how we go with all these people trying to get to their boats.
And we've just been upgraded from the Ocean View Deluxe to the Super Deluxe or whatever. So check this out.
Welcome to La Regina.
We'll discuss the pronunciation later. So we're already seated to
Ready
have
for lunch.
an amazing lunch. No one was throwing petals at us when we were entering, but I think it belongs to the 5-star cruise and ours only 4 stars.
We're doing the La Regina Classic. I think that's La Regina the Premium.
Oh, so we're doing 3-star.
My luxury or royal. They have 4 other cruises, I think.
So I'm wondering what happens when 1-star cruises.
We'll see, but we do have glasses for wine. One bottle of wine here.
1, 2, 3,
Welcome.
smile. Okay, keep smile.
And this is the view once you move the curtain. And our first meal at La Regina. So we present to you with the noodles, seafood, soup, out. I'll begin for you. So there's some octopus, I think, like fresh one. And there are also pieces of different things. I had no idea what it is. And obviously noodles. And then there was the brothing, where we selected obviously fresh spring rolls. They're our favorite now. Some fried rice and they burnt veggies, and we really miss vegetables, so I'm taking my dose. And this little thing here, I have absolutely no idea what it is. The lady tried to explain to me, but we failed at this, so I think it's actually fish. Uli on his plate has an Easter, is it? And some other sea and seafood with potential addition of bell pepper. So I could kindly ask if it's possible to have food without bell pepper. And now I'm a special care passenger. So I will asked by the crew member to come along to the buffet, and he pointed out very, very carefully the huge chunks of bell pepper sticking out of the chicken. So, and he said, not for you. Now I know. And with this, I'm gonna dig in and try this.
This soup with noodles, tofu, pineapple, and a little bit of chili pepper. Really hits the spot. Really tasty, really delicious. Welcome to our room. Here you'll see a little bit more of the bed. It's pretty spacious actually. You have coffee table, couch here so you can chill a bit, and the rest of the room here. Bathroom is everything you need. A closet here. Put in your belongings. You have shower. Looks like there's a nice shower head. Toilets in there. And you have this incredible view here. Take a look at the bay. Pretty cool to see all of it here.
It's a little bit noisy and windy in here, but we are on top of the ship and in the front of it, so just above the captain. Look at this panoramic view. It's fascinating. Actually, the sea is indeed emerald green, or has this light greeny hue to it. I'm wondering why. What's the cost to it? Is it mixing with the rocks of this beautiful national park? I have no idea, but I really hope that we'll explore and we'll learn more soon. There's a minor, really minor issue in our room, so we got upgraded to this one. And you would say like, yeah, ça va. It's more or less the same thing until we got here. And suddenly, it became so much better. We have our private little terrace. Isn't it awesome? And now that we got a little bit installed in our new suite, it's time to prepare for the next point in the program. And the biggest question is, bamboo boat or kayaking? What do you think, Olisho?
I think we have to try the kayak.
Oh, I'm a bit scared. But let's get ready.
Welcome to the floating fisherman's village.
We arrived at the oyster farm, and these are three different types of oysters that they have in here. One of them is baby, this one is South Sea, and the middle one I forgot. But this is how they are, well, farmed in this water.
We're at a floating fisherman's village in Halong Bay. And some of what we're learning right now is how the fishermen actually harvest pearls. So we learned that they're cultivated, the oysters are taken. There's something that goes into the oyster so that they can actually furrow the pearl. And you have three different types of oysters. Some are small in size, so they have the smaller one to the biggest one. The biggest one takes the longest time to actually cultivate. And along the way, before they actually opened the oyster to retrieve the pearls, they check them. So they have to x-ray them to see if it's the right size that they want according to the size of the oyster that they're cultivating in their oyster farm. And so that's kind of the explanation that we're receiving right now. But beyond that, you have beautiful, gorgeous limestone rocks behind us. And it's just an extraordinary view when you're here taking either one of the boats or kayaks. So definitely come by and check it out.
It's a little bit unexpected because we did not plan to learn anything about pearls today, but pearls are appreciated through centuries and actually civilizations. And natural pearls are extremely rare. That's why they were so valued in different points of history. But here in the farm, as you can see, they're growing behind me. It is interesting to know what actually a pearl is. So a pearl, for this substance that oyster produces, is actually a defense mechanism. It's a substance that they produce to surround and eliminate for example, a piece of sand or some other bacteria to protect itself from infection and, well, death. So the cultivation technique that they're using, that was actually developed and is now being used here in the Halong Bay, is they're introducing a grain or a little tiny piece of something into the oyster, and it's slowly drawing this mass, this curdle mass around it. It takes years and it grows in layers, and this is how they actually provoke the oyster to create a pearl, releasing the substance and creating these layers. The pearl will be as big as long you wait for it to grow. Absolutely fascinating. I have no idea that this is how it was happening.
So we just finished our bamboo boat ride along Halong Bay, and we wrapped up with a visit to the floating fisherman's village to learn a little bit more about how pearls are cultivated.
It was a long ride, I think 30 or 45 minutes. It was super calming and very beautiful. We're like sliding through water on this bamboo boats, and we could see the fishermen houses and there's beautiful limestones all around us with like lush greenery on them. It was really calming and impressive. So very nice experience. And what we're gonna do next?
And now we're gonna go check out the sunset on our boat. So one thing that I came across is this legend about Halong. There was this dragon that was descending into the sea, and as it was coming along these limestone rocks, it was cutting into them. So this is why these limestone rocks have these unique cuts and crevices all along them, because of this massive dragon that was making its way through here. It was thrashing with its tail and tail was cutting into these rocks. So it's a really cool legend. The limestone rocks are really beautiful, very picturesque. It's a very tranquil space, and it's definitely a must-see if you're in the area.